Do you keep getting sent to those impersonal online forums every time you reach out to a sponsor? If so, you're going to love this video. Check it out. Hey everyone, Chris Bayless here from the Sponsorship Collective. Before we dive in, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the bell icon to get alerts every time we have a new video. I hear this question all the time. I keep getting sent to the online forum whenever I reach out for sponsorship. What should I do? The question is whether or not you should fill it out. And the answer is yes, you should, but not without a story first. I'm going to talk about two clients. Client A and Client B. Client A had a strategy where they would just reach out to every company they could think of and fill out these online forms. They created answers to each of the questions that appear in virtually all of the online forms. And then they brought in a team of high school students to simply click through, copy and paste the boilerplated information into these forms, hit submit, and then they waited. 1 month, 2 months, nothing. No cash, no sponsorship. And then they finally heard back from the companies, from the potential sponsors, with a very nice letter that said, thank you so much for your application. We have way more requests than we could possibly say yes to. And while we think the work you're doing is incredibly important and wonderful, we simply cannot afford to sponsor your opportunity. Best of luck next year. Sound familiar? It should. It's what 99% of sponsorship seekers do. You're asked to submit an online form, and so you create a system around submitting forms. If it doesn't work on 5 forms, it doesn't work at scale. There is another way. Enter Client B. Client B was in the same position, looking for cash, looking for sponsorship, and instead of sending cold emails to strangers and then just being sent to the online form, they used their prospecting research and their audience data to find the right contact within a company. They then reached out to the company, went through the discovery questions, asked them what they're trying to achieve, who their target market is, how they can work together, how they acquire customers. They went through the process that we describe in all of our material around how to work with your prospects and how to get the information you need. Over the course of 3 months, Client B went back and forth with the prospect on a customized proposal. They met in person, they pitched their idea, sponsor and Client B both came to an agreement that yes, they would move forward. They shook hands, and just as Client B was walking out of the room, the sponsor said, "Oh, just one last thing. When you get back to the office, could you please go online and fill out our online sponsorship request form? I'll send you the link. Put the information in there that we discussed, but don't worry, I'm just going to rubber stamp it." But that's the process we use to approve new sponsorship properties. Both Client A and Client B filled out the online form. Client A assumed that stock sponsorship packages and gold, silver, bronze packages and filling out the form was the way to get sponsorship. Client B understood that while yes, it is true that you do have to eventually create a sponsorship package, and yes, it is true that you do have to fill out the online form, it is far more important to understand the goals of your prospect, build something custom, go through the discovery process to truly understand what they're after, and then, yes, fill out the form. So to answer the question, should you fill out the online form? My response is, well, that depends. If you're Client A, you might as well not fill out the form. Focus on another type of revenue generation. You see, online form submission can be a distraction. You focus on the wrong things. You focus on whether or not you can guess at the right answer to the questions you're being asked in the online form. The way to approach the online form is not that it is the beginning of your sponsorship pitch, but it's the last thing you do in the sponsorship process. Just because a company has forms that you are supposed to fill out doesn't mean that that is how you will make a sale. You still have to go through the entire sponsorship sales process where you do your prospect research based on your audience data. You understand what you can offer that audience. You understand which companies prioritize that audience, and then you do your outreach to go through discovery to see whether or not it's even worth submitting the online form. If after you've gone through the whole process, you're asked to submit online, but you've already gotten the yes, of course you should fill out the form. But if your plan is to build a strategy around filling out forms very quickly, then you will be very efficient at an incredibly inefficient process in building your sponsorship program. The online form and the sponsorship proposal does not make the sale. You do. So build real relationships with real people before you can submit a proposal. Good luck out there.